And forget the time or place where we... Hello everyone, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over Help by the Beatles. Now this is one of the greatest albums of all time. And for me, this is the album where the Beatles really started to come in to their own. The albums before this were perfect and very Beatles, but this is prime Beatles. This is where they really start taking charge in the studio and really start making fantastic stuff. I'll obviously get into it more later, but I can sing every song on this album. It's just phenomenal. And when I originally first did this video 2 years ago, I made just the worst joke. I started the video off saying that, essentially just reciting the lyrics to Help and pretending like I needed help. It was bad, but I was starting YouTube, it was what it was. So let's talk about the looks first, shall we? So this album cover, it's iconic, and the blue outfits are just fantastic. I love how just understated it is. I love the white background with the four boys on it. I believe the American album cover is different, and I swear it has Help in big bulky letters at the bottom, and then the boys are stood on top of them, but I could be wrong. And then the back has these great four pictures of them. Also, I've only found out recently Ringo is a nickname, or I can't remember what his full name is, but they called him Ringo because he wears lots of rings. I read that on a website. Whether that's true, I don't know. But it just blew my mind that his name might not even be Ringo. Also, side fact, this man here doesn't age. Go on Ringo's Instagram account, if you have Instagram, and look at the most recent picture he posted of himself. He looks 40. He's, honest to God, looks 40. And the man's 80. It's insane. And he hasn't had, I don't think he's had any plastic surgery or anything. Anyway, that's besides the point, but go and look that up. Iconic album cover. And I read somewhere else as well that originally they were going to edit the photos so that the boys had, that looked like they were spelling help with their hands. But apparently it looked so wonky and bad that they scrapped the idea, which is good because, this is iconic. I love it. Let's talk about the songs, shall we? Somebody asked me about my hair and why I started wearing the Beatles hat, which is over there. I didn't put it on. Barbershops are still closed. I can't get my hair cut. At the moment, there's so much gel on my hair to keep it down. But it's in that weird stage where it's long enough to spike up. It's horrible. But anyway, we do deal with it, sorry. So the album obviously starts with the title track, Help. That's iconic and one of the greatest songs of all time. But the American version of the song has a weird orchestral intro to it, which I only found out the other day. I'd never heard the American version of the song until the other day, and it blew my mind, but I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like this version because it goes straight into it. Also, a little side fact is the song was originally just going to be an acoustic ballad sung by John Lennon, but they thought the lyrics were really good, so they wanted it to become a full-on proper song. And then, of course, it kicks off the album. Amazing vocals, amazing lyrics, just fantastic. The Night Before, where Paul McCartney on lead vocals, they both sing lead vocals, but Paul McCartney is more forefront with it, and it is phenomenal. Love it. You've Got to Hide Your Love Away, one of my favourite Beatles songs. After I've done all the Beatles albums, I'm going to do a top 5 Beatles songs, since I did top 5 individual member songs. But You've Got to Hide Your Love Away is just flawless. I Need You, fantastic, George Harrison. Another Girl, You're Going to Lose That Girl, yes. Ticket to Ride, one of my favourite guitar riffs, and it's just flawless. It's absolutely stunning. And side 2 starts with a cover by Ringo, Act Naturally. I love Ringo's vocals on the song. I I love it. His voice isn't the best, but he is in a band with Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and George Harrison, some of the best singer-songwriters ever, you know. So he can't compete with his band members, but because his voice is so different to theirs, it adds something to the song. That's why he sings the second song, With a Little Help from My Friends, on a later album. Just superb song. It's Only Love, John Lennon's amazing vocals. Now, John Lennon actually hates that song. He said that I believe he called it shit. He thinks that it's his old style of writing from the earlier albums, and it's a cheesy love song. But I think it's great. Tell Me What You See, fantastic. Something I love about this album, actually, I should have mentioned it in the looks, but it tells you who did what, whereas some of the older albums don't do that, or at least mine don't. I've Just Seen a Face, one of the greatest Paul McCartney songs ever. I've just seen a face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me. I love that song. And Yesterday is the most covered song of all time. And there are some fantastic covers, but this original version is just stunning. One of the greatest songs of all time. Paul McCartney is a god. He really came through. And then the album ends with a cover of Dizzy Miss Lizzy. Now, it's an alright closing track. It's not my favourite Beatles song. I know it's not a Beatles song, but I think the guitar riff is just a bit cheesy. Compared to the rest of the album, it's not the best. But it's an alright closing track. But yeah, my favourite thing about Help and why I love it so much is the same reason why I can sing every song. The harmonies and the vocals on this album are 10 out of 10. They've absolutely smashed it, especially with the production from George Martin. It flows so well, and every song is so catchy and memorable that when I put this on, I already know the lyrics as soon as the song starts. I couldn't sing them to you now, but as soon as I hear the song, I'm straight in there, and not a lot of other bands could manage that. And we would go amiss without mentioning George Martin's production and the strings he adds to songs like Yesterday. Absolutely stunning. And I think, I'm thinking of Eleanor Rigby. Ignore me. But anyway, George Martin's production is still fantastic. And in terms of Yesterday covers, you want to listen to the Marvin Gaye cover of Yesterday. It is just beautiful. Absolutely stunning song. Marvin Gaye, amazing singer. Anyway, in conclusion, this album is a 9 out of 10. I can't understate how much I love this album and how much I adore the Beatles in general. Just fantastic. If you like this album, let me know down below. And let me know why you love this album. Also, if you watched this far in the video, I want your help with something. Obviously, it was payday on Friday. I've been good and saving money. I want to experience an album on vinyl that I haven't heard before. It's really special to listen to an album on vinyl for the first time. You know, you'd never heard any of the music before. So I want to buy an album and experience it first on vinyl. So what are your suggestions, What album is great on vinyl? What album should I pick up? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone.